سخنران بعدی ما کسی نیست جز استفان سیچوسکی، دبیر کل شورای اتحادیه کارگران در بریتیش کلمبیا. Our next speaker would be Stefan von Sychowski, General Secretary of the VDLC, Council of Trade Unions in British Columbia, Canada, with more than 60,000 workers from 100 unions. I welcome you, Stefan.
Thank you very much. Good morning, friends and comrades, or it's morning here where I am, at least. As was mentioned, my name is Stefan von Sychowski. I'm the president of the Vancouver District Labour Council. We are a regional central labour body chartered by the Canadian Labour Congress and established in 1889, representing approximately 60,000 unionized workers from over 80 union locals in Vancouver, Richmond, and the North Shore of Metro Vancouver, British Columbia. On behalf of our Labour Council, I wish to express our ongoing solidarity with the people of Iran who are bravely continuing months of nationwide protests and strikes against a brutal regime. This charter, which I recently had the opportunity to receive and read and bring forth to our Labour Council for discussion, appears to signify a new stage in this struggle. Its 12 demands read as a culmination of the revolutionary movement in Iran and its supporters globally, bringing together the demands from a wide array of society. They unite the calls for the freedom of the oppressed women and LGBTQIA+ community for freedom and equality, along with religious and national minorities, with those of workers demanding the right to organize, to strike, and to demonstrate, with the demands of youth who demand a life with a future and the ability to enjoy a free, happy, and prosperous life. And in this way, I think the Charter really indicates that the working class of Iran as a whole and the people of Iran more broadly, in all ages, professions, and walks of life, have a common interest in the success of the revolution. One of the key points, and one that we're very familiar with through our years supporting calls for freedom of imprisoned trade unionists and other activists, is the need for the immediate freedom of all political prisoners and the end of the barbaric use of the death penalty, as well as physical and psychological torture. And of course, this comes alongside with the dissolution of organs of repression and the limitation of the powers of government. All people have an interest in ending these abuses and dismantling this repressive apparatus. For decades, we've watched in horror and spoken up in solidarity as we saw our fellow workers, union organizers, and others face arrest, torture, and worse. Honest, hard-working people who have put their lives and livelihoods on the line to stand up for a better life for themselves, for their families, and their fellow workers. And the response of the state has never been one of support or even tolerance, only of violence and repression. We applaud the heroic workers who are, despite this repression, striking and demonstrating in support of the demands of the Charter and the demands of the revolution, and for the right to join a union and to strike. These are fundamental rights. Governments around the world attempt to limit and abolish these rights, including even here in Canada, where throughout history these rights have been infringed both by repressive and legislative means, as most recently was attempted unsuccessfully in our province of Ontario by the Doug Ford Conservative government. But whether in Canada or in Iran or elsewhere, the ruling class is well aware that the most effective means to disempower the people is to suppress the right to organize and to strike. And to bring the boss's flow of profits to a halt is the most powerful weapon we have at our disposal. So it's no wonder that it's a prominent demand amongst those in the Charter to secure this right for working people in Iran. Fundamentally, the Charter speaks to us as uniting many struggles into one great movement. Our motto here in the trade union movement in British Columbia is An injury to one is an injury to all. And by standing in solidarity with one another, supporting one another's demands, even when they are not necessarily our own, an unstoppable movement can be built and is being built in Iran. Solidarity with the workers of Iran, women, life, freedom. Solidarity from British Columbia. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Stefan. بهرام، از تو میشنویم در رابطه با مهمترین نکاتی که در صحبت‌های استفان بود.
Thank you, Stefan. من ترجمه نکات مهم صحبت‌های استفان رو اینجا میگم. استفان همونطوری که گفته شد از رئیس شورای کارگری اتحادیه کارگری ونکوور و هومه است و ایشون گفتن که این شورا از سال 1889 در حقیقت وجود داشته و متشکل میکنه حدود 80 تا اتحادیه رو و خواستن همبستگی خودشون اعلام بکنن با مردم ایران و گفتن وقتی که ما از وجود این منشور مطلع شدیم اینو در دستور کار شورا قرار دادیم در اونجا و نکاتی که برای ما جالب بود توی این شورا این بود که از آزادی و برابری صحبت میکنه، از حق اقلیت‌های ملی و مذهبی صحبت میکنه، از حق زنان صحبت میکنه و نکته که اینجا اتفاق افتاده اینی که طبقه کارگر به طور خاص و مردم ایران به طور کل با این منشور خواست و آرمان مشترکشون رو دارن نشون میدن و نفعشون رو در پیروزی این انقلاب. یکی از نکات دیگه آزادی کارگران زندانیه که در این منشور اومده، کارگران زندانی و هم زندانیان سیاسی، و این منشور علیه مجازات اعدام صحبت میکنه، علیه شکنجه فیزیکی و جسمی و روانی صحبت میکنه. این منشور خواستار انحلال نیروهای سرکوبگره و همه مردم در این خواستار ذی‌نفع هستن. میگه ما شاهد بودیم که دهه‌ها چگونه جمهوری اسلامی کارگران و مردم ایران رو سرکوب کرده. کارگران ایران زندگی و کارشون رو به خطر انداختن که از خواستای پایه‌ای خودشون دفاع بکنن، ولی فقط با خشونت از طرف دولت روبرو شدن. کارگران اعتصابی من بهشون درود میفرستم که از حق اعتصاب دارن دفاع میکنن با این کارشون و دولت‌ها در سراسر جهان سعی میکنن این حق رو از کارگران بگیرن و حتی تو خود کانادا تلاش بوده و مخصوصا این اخیراً که این حق رو محدود بکنن، چرا که هیئت حاکمه میدونه که حق تشکل و حق اعتصاب از قوی ترین سلاح‌های کارگران و مردم هستن در مقابل با اونا. منشور از اتحاد نماینده اتحاد مبارزات متعدد به شکل یک مبارزه وسیع واحد و من بار دیگه همبستگیمو با کارگران ایران اعلام میکنن از طرف شورای خودمون و میگم زن، زندگی، آزادی.